It all begins August 24 on 7.
Tonight's statewide lockdown. All of New South Wales ordered to stay home. 466 new COVID infections recorded. Anxious wait. Will Victoria's lockdown end on time? The mystery cases threatening an extension. Taliban takeover. US forces move back into Afghanistan as fighters reclaim parts of the country. And cosmic dance. The meteor shower putting on a sensational display across Western Australia.
This is 7 News with Sally Bowrey.
Good afternoon. We begin with breaking news. As of right now, the entire state of New South Wales is in lockdown. It follows another record day of cases, 466 new infections and 4 new deaths. All schools have been forced to shut down with remote learning for students for at least 7 days. Live now to Paul Caddick in Sydney. Paul, health authorities are scrambling to contain this outbreak.
Good evening, Sally. Yeah, that's right. And the news of this 5 p.m. lockdown only came out in the last couple of hours. It wasn't mentioned by the Premier this morning. The news actually leaked out courtesy some local MPs. But what we understand has happened is that after the morning press conference, health authorities have had some disturbing reports about cases linked to Dubbo in the central west, the outbreak there, and that unfortunately close contacts had already started travelling around the state. And to try and get ahead of the spread, the call was made to shut down all of New South Wales, with more than 8 million people now ordered to stay at home. Lockdowns had already been in place for several regional areas where case numbers were rising, and this comes as the state hits a new record for new cases, 466 confirmed new infections and sadly 4 more deaths. The Premier and Police Commissioner announcing tougher rules this morning also for people already locked down in Greater Sydney. The 10-kilometre limit for exercise and shopping has been reduced to 5 kilometres, and people will now need a permit to enter regional New South Wales, with limits on the reasons to be able to travel there. And in Sydney's COVID hotspots, those council areas of concern, leaving home for outdoor recreation is now banned. It has to be strictly for exercise only or to supervise children, all in a bid to stop gatherings. And people who've had a singles bubble in those council areas of concern will also need to now register the other person, with fines for breaching self-isolation orders and lying to contact tracers going from $1,000 to $5,000.
This is literally a war, and we've known we've been in a war for some time. What the health experts and the police both want is to see less mobility.
Police say that they'll be setting up more random checkpoints on major highways in and out of Greater Sydney as part of their enforcement effort, with 500 more ADF personnel joining that effort from next week. Sally.
OK, thank you very much. Paul Caddick reporting for us there. Vaccination rates in Sydney sit at more than 100,000 a day, with council areas hardest hit by the Delta strain now leading vaccine rates. Tradies are helping to boost the numbers, with tens of thousands now booked in. Evan Batten reports.
Yes, Sally, I'm here at Prairie Wood at the walk-in AstraZeneca vaccination clinic, where you can arrive here without an appointment and get your jab. It comes on a day when there really aren't a lot of good figures, but the standout positive number from the press conference this morning, 106,000 vaccinations were administered across the state yesterday, and that is our greatest hope of ending these lockdowns. And tomorrow, of course, they're expecting 10,000 tradies with apprentices as young as 16 are booked in now for what they're calling the Super Sunday of vaccinations for the building industry.
There are always in hours of darkness, as we face now, there are always silver linings. And one silver lining is that all the vaccines offered to us in Australia are fighting against the Delta strain very, very well.
We are seeing corporate Australia providing incentives for staff members. One Sydney-based company is running a lottery of sorts.
For the next 5 months, August, September, October, November and December, those who are fully vaccinated in those months will enter a lottery, and the winner will get $10,000.
The Victoria Police have confirmed they are investigating threats made against food maker SPC over concerns that it's forcing its staff to be vaccinated. New South Wales Police have confirmed that they are aware of threats against certain high-profile individuals and other corporations, saying that that sort of thing just isn't on and they will be taking action. Sally.
Thank you, Evan. The ACT has recorded just one new case of COVID-19, promising news for the territory's lockdown. The case is a close contact linked to the existing cluster. No positive cases are being treated in hospital. Genome sequencing has linked the case to several others in Greater Sydney. Victoria is in for a nail-biting wait to see if its lockdown ends on time. Tough restrictions could be extended if links can't be found between 8 separate mystery COVID outbreaks across Melbourne. Tegan Dolling reports.
It's a beautiful day here in Melbourne, day 10 of lockdown 6, and Melburnians were out and about enjoying the rare winter sunshine.
It's going to hurt a bit more this weekend because of the weather's so nice, but we might get outside for a run or something.
We've got to live. And if we can't just live normal lives, people go crazy.
21 new cases today, all were linked, but 10 were infectious out in the community, sparking an urgent push for testing.
We really do need to get that 33,000 number back up to that 40,000 number.
A suburb in Melbourne's north, Glenroy, has quickly become the health department's biggest challenge with 15 new cases, and it's caused the exposure list to soar past 440. In total, we have 8 unlinked cases, which is fading hopes that lockdown will end at midnight next Thursday.
We are concerned the virus is in areas of Melbourne that we don't know about yet.
But the long-term view is more positive, with a record day of vaccinations in Victoria.
Victoria will consider strengthening its border rules with New South Wales as the state goes into lockdown. Refugee camps are already springing up along the border as people are stopped from making the daily crossings. Cassie Zervos reports.
Dozens of travellers have been forced to stop at the site just north of the border to complete their 14-day quarantine inside the border bubble. Yesterday, there was 6 caravans set up at the Albury Showgrounds, including Kevin and Pauline Davis. The pair were in Queensland when Mr Davis suffered a heart attack and was rushed to a local hospital. His granddaughter applied for a medical exemption so he could get back into Victoria and to see his GP, but it was denied.
It's absolutely absurd that nobody should have to go through this.
Mr and Mrs Davies live in Corryong, just 90 minutes from the border, and despite 2 negative COVID results, authorities still won't let them enter the state.
More like a refugee. I think they should put a sign up the front, Christmas Island, on the front of my caravan.
In 1919, the Albury Showgrounds was used as a quarantine site for the Spanish flu. On top of all of this, Mr Davies celebrated his 79th birthday yesterday.
Vic Health has to have a bit of compassion on what they have.
He's hoping health authorities will review his situation so he can get back home and to see his GP.
To other news now, in the Afghanistan, developed under foreign forces over 2 decades, is disappearing tonight as Taliban fighters reclaim the country. Their military successes have been coming with such speed, US forces are rushing back in to help evacuate their diplomats. Here's US correspondent Tim Lester.
For US President Joe Biden, Afghanistan is fast becoming his biggest policy disaster so far. The President not commenting today as he left Delaware, but the 3,000 troops he's ordered back into Afghanistan to evacuate diplomats are expected to be there in about 2 days.
We are certainly concerned by the speed with which the Taliban has been moving.
Taliban fighters take key cities like Kandahar as they seize territory vacated by the US and its allies. 1 week ago, the Taliban seized its first regional capital. Since then, at least half the country's key centres have fallen. Taliban forces in charge across at least 2/3 of the country. Kabul's breathing space shrinking. Among the lost territory, Tarin Kowt in Uruzgan, where Australian forces served for almost a decade.
Afghanistan is spinning out of control.
This, a border crossing with Pakistan as Afghans flee. And in Kabul, many, like these former interpreters, say they can't survive Taliban control.
We put them in the jail. Because of that, if they arrest us, they will kill us. Everyone, they will kill us.
He owns this now completely. It isn't Donald Trump's Afghan policy, it's Joe Biden's.
Just last month, President Biden declared there was no way US diplomats in Afghanistan would need plucking to safety aboard helicopters, a reference to America's exit from Vietnam in the 70s. Tonight, many see a Saigon moment fast approaching in Kabul.
Tim Lester there. Still to come in 7 News, miraculous escape. A Sydney driver narrowly avoids death in a dramatic high-speed crash. And shooting stars, the incredibly rare meteor shower lighting up WA. That's next.
I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man! The action premiere.
I'm really strong and I'm sticky.
Spider-Man Far From Home, tonight on 7.
Standard plates on some cars can look substandard. Improve the look with a better fitting plate. With more sizes now available to suit more cars, which would you choose? Visit myplates.com.au.
This is the internet. But this is the internet with Aussie Broadband. It's fast and reliable. And if you do ever have a problem, our Aussie-based support team will get it sorted. Aussie Broadband. Bloody good broadband.
I know you say only you can drive your car, but you can't expect me to buy my own car. And PD Insurance gave you such a good price. Maybe I should get a job.
Go to pd.com.au to get your quote.
Maybe we could find ways to call time out on our kids' busy routines before they get sick. But if they do, Children's Panadol can start to reduce fever in just 15 minutes. Together, let's rethink care.
The countdown is on to the USA Power Lotto, worth over $350 million. But hurry, it's about to go off. Draw closes 10 a.m. Sunday. Get your ticket today at lotteryoffice.com.au.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Should anyone have to cop this? The body camera pictures they hoped you'd never see. 7 News, Monday.
A P-plater and their 3 passengers are lucky to be alive after a dramatic crash in Sydney's north. Witnesses say the driver was speeding when the car clipped another vehicle, spinning out and slamming into a power pole. Meanwhile, a 20-year-old is in hospital with critical injuries after another smash in the city's south. The young man had to be cut out of the driver's seat after smashing into a power pole. Western Australia has captured a lucky glimpse of an incredible meteor shower. The stunning Perseid display comes around every year, but the shooting stars are rarely seen in the southern hemisphere. Joey Candazzaro reports.
They may hold the secrets of our solar system, but in outback WA this morning, the sheer size and spectacle of a massive meteor streaking across the sky simply held observers captive.
What's that?
For more than 30 seconds, the fireball tracked across the heavens above WA's Pilbara region, about 1,200 kilometres north of Perth.
Oh, that's huge, man.
It burst into existence above the mining town of Newman just before 1 a.m. this morning, its size and fiery tail making many wonder what they were looking at.
Aliens, whoa.
Visible for hundreds of kilometres, people as far away as WA's Goldfields region reported sightings. Experts say it's difficult to determine the actual size and speed of the object, but estimates suggest it was travelling at least 11 metres per second, faster than a bullet. Its dimensions could range from football-sized up to an object as large as a booster rocket, and it may well be space junk re-entering the Earth's atmosphere and burning up. For a meteor to become a meteorite, it has to survive its fiery plunge and make it to the Earth's surface. If this one did and someone finds it, it could be worth serious money, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Not that anyone will be cashing in, because in WA by law, meteorites belong to the state.
Navigating the world of parenthood for new mothers is already a challenging feat, let alone during the pandemic. It has mums feeling even more stressed, with a large number reaching out for support. Melina Saris reports.
There's been an increase in demand for support for new mums who are struggling during lockdown. One perinatal mental health unit here in Melbourne has treated 85 new mums in the past 12 months for anxiety and depression. Mother of two, Amy Van Rees, spent time there last year. Her second child, Zayden, was born during lockdown, and anxiety set in when they arrived home from hospital.
I broke down on the stairs one day and I just collapsed, and it broke me. The thoughts in my head wasn't going. I kept trying to tell myself I'll be okay, and I never was.
She booked into the perinatal mental health unit at Mitcham Hospital. The women and their babies have access to support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with group counselling programs to help with anxiety and depression, mother and baby bonding and sleep. These ongoing COVID lockdowns and restrictions are adding to the challenges faced by new parents.
People are without their usual supports of family and friends, and they're feeling really, really isolated and very alone.
Perinatal anxiety and depression affects up to 1 in 5 expecting or new mums, and the sooner struggling parents seek out help, the quicker they can recover.
Thank you, Melina. It's been revealed the 22-year-old gunman who killed 5 people in a violent shooting spree in England was a self-proclaimed misogynist. Jake Davidson killed his mother and 4 others during the rampage, including a 3-year-old girl.
I believe my sister went to school with him. Absolutely shocked. She said, you know, that in school, although he said a little bit unusual in school, but nothing out of the ordinary.
UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has launched an investigation into how the killer got a gun licence. Body cameras have captured the dramatic moment a fisherman had to be airlifted from a boat in the open seas off Argentina. The captain signalled for help when a 42-year-old passenger on board reported abdominal pain. Emergency crews flew 230 kilometres to find the drifting vessel, treating the man for serious injuries until he arrived at hospital. Spectacular drone vision has spotted a herd of leopard sharks lurking off the coast of San Diego. They're harmless to humans but feed on bait fish and crustaceans. The sharks return to the site every year based on tracking research. These are mostly pregnant females about to have their pups. Matt Shervington is here now with Sport and Sherbo. The Hawks have been knocked off another premiership contender.
They're looking good, Sal, that's for sure. Alistair Clarkson's farewell is bringing out the best in his side, beating another AFL premiership contender. Also, is the Tigers dynasty done and dusted after another big loss? And 10 on the trot, the Rabbitohs' winning ways continue in the NRL.
Australia's biggest Brekkie TV prize is here. This is the week a lucky Aussie will dig for $1 million. The life-changing event is here. Ready to go. And the stars are dropping in. Where is she?
I want you all now to close your eyes.
My vote is give this thing a shot. Open up a new door.
Start your day feeling good.
You don't know how much it means to me.
Tens of thousands will be given away on Sunrise this week.
What are my skills?
Whether you've mastered time management or you're the bee's knees at customer service, you're more skilled than you know. Head to Seek Career Advice and put your skills to work.
It's easy to spread germs around the home, but it's also easy to help protect your family by simply cleaning your home with Dettol. Helps stop the spread this winter. Kills 99.9% of germs, including the COVID-19 virus.
Shell V-Power is formulated to defend your engine against gunk, corrosion, wear and friction. Fuel the feeling of unbeatable protection with Shell V-Power.
If
If your credit card debt is keeping you up at night, move your balance to a NAB low-rate card and save on interest with 0% per annum on balance transfers for 32 months. So you can get your finances and your sleep back on track. NAB, more than money.
Renovating is full of muddiness, spilliness and sawdustiness. But we love a bit of do-it-yourselfiness because when it's all over, Godfrey's gives you cleanliness.
At Neuromol, we understand that strong pain can leave your world out of sync. Unless you have strong relief. You do the feeling of you again, we'll do the fast-acting, long-lasting pain relief. Neuromol, leave the pain to us.
Well, this is simple. This is energy. This is Simply Energy. And this is our Simply Energy Saver Plan with an ongoing discount on electricity and gas to help you save on energy. Sign up at simplyenergy.com.au today.
Welcome back. Hawthorn's purple patch continues in the AFL, stunning the second-place Bulldogs by 27 points in Launceston. It's the Hawks' third win in a row since announcing Alistair Clarkson will step down as coach. They kept the Dogs goalless in the final quarter, kicking the last 6 goals of the game to run away with the win.
It's another upset for them down in Tassie, as Clarko says farewell to UTAS Stadium with another triumph.
Last night, the Giants continued their charge into the top 8, beating Richmond by 39 points to all but end the Tigers' season. The Rabbitohs made it 10 straight wins in the NRL this afternoon, thumping the Titans 36-6. Adam Reynolds scored and, off his own try, kicked his 100th goal of the season. Cody Walker clocked up his 33rd try assist of the year.
Now Walker, straight through the line. Braden Burns is outside him. He scores complete with juggle.
Last night, Adam Kieran kicked the Roosters to a 1-point win over the Broncos in the last minute. Victor Radley faces a 4-game ban for attacking Albert Kelly's legs. And Nathan Cleary's been fined $1,500 for a shoulder charge in Penrith's 34-16 win over the Dragons. Ironically, it was Cleary's comeback game from a shoulder injury. Newly promoted Brentford couldn't have asked for a better start to life in the Premier League. In their first top-flight game since 1947, the Bees pulled off a huge boil-over, beating Arsenal 2-0 on the opening day of the season.
To the near post. Chaos goal! Look on through the crowd! They are the bee's knees!
The full-time whistle got the better of some emotional Brentford fans. Our Australian surfers finished up the regular World Surf League season in the best possible fashion with wins in both the men's and women's competition. 7-time world champion Steph Gilmore beat both world number 1 and 2 on her way to victory at the Mexico Open after missing out on a medal in Tokyo. From the land, Olympic teammate Sally Fitzgibbon cheered on Gilmore into her 32nd tour win.
I knew it was going to be a tough final, but oh my gosh, that was ever. I haven't won a contest for a while. So.
That's right, second final. Tour rookie Jack Robinson had plenty to smile about. The Western Australian won his first ever title. The win secures his place on the tour for next year. And we'll send our largest ever team to an overseas Paralympics after the squad for the Tokyo Games was named today. 179 para-athletes will represent the green and gold in Japan, 4 more than our team in Rio back in 2016.
The Paralympics is it's always a special event, often a little bit more special than the Olympics itself.
The Tokyo Paralympics begin on August 24 and Sal, you can catch it all on the screens of 7 and 7 Plus. It's going to be enormous.
It's just what we need.
It is.
Shervo. Still to come in 7 News, we'll take a look at tomorrow's weather forecast right around the country.
This place is igniting. Every Swans game, every Giants game. The AFL is live and free on 7 Mate.
What's it take to be the toughest trucker in Australia?
This is seriously bad news.
New Outback Truckers Specials, Tuesday on Mate!
If sensitive teeth stop you eating and drinking the food you love, try Colgate Sensitive Pro Relief from Chemist Warehouse. It's clinically proven to build a lasting protective barrier that blocks nerve pain and instantly shields against hot and cold foods. Right now at Chemist Warehouse, Colgate Sensitive Pro Relief 110-gram toothpaste is half price, just $4.99. Get instant and lasting relief from sensitivity with Colgate Sensitive Pro Relief. Live, look, feel well at Chemist Warehouse.
Hey, guess what? I'm earning velocity points on all of the food at 7-Eleven.
Me too.
I'm just constantly grazing.
I'm eating 7 meals a day here.
Yeah, that's nothing. I'm doing 9.
Every year, over 2 kilos of grime pass through your dishwasher. Finish Dishwasher Cleaner helps remove the grease and lime scale that may be left behind for a more hygienic clean.
This, Oleg, is what happened when somebody actually pays attention to their renewal notice. Quick, do something! Okay. See, Oleg, it certainly pays to compare with Compare the Market. Simple.
When you have muscle pain, reach for Voltaren Emulgel. It relieves muscle pain 2 times faster and reduces inflammation to help you get moving sooner. Voltaren, the joy of movement.
Around every corner lies another corner just waiting to be enjoyed. The BMW 320i sedan. From 75,900 drive away. Let it take you. Search BMW 3 Series.
Healthy skin starts with Cetaphil Face with hyaluronic acid. It helps protect the health of sensitive skin with cleansers and moisturisers that give gentle, effective daily care. Healthy skin starts with Cetaphil.
Checking today's weather across the country, and a trough is generating showers in northeast New South Wales and southern parts of Queensland. Brisk westerly winds are also just triggering some showers and snow across parts of Tasmania, while onshore winds are bringing some showers to the northeast of Queensland and the southwest of Victoria, while a weak front is also triggering a bit of wet weather in WA's southwest, settled for the rest of the country under the high. Around the capital cities tomorrow, Brisbane partly cloudy, a top of 25 degrees. Sydney sunny, 21 there. Canberra cloudy, 15 degrees. Cloudy into Melbourne tomorrow, 19 degrees. 15 for Hobart and a few showers. 18 and sunny for Adelaide. A top of 22 degrees in Perth with big blue skies, and also mostly fine in Darwin with a top of 34 degrees. And that's 7 News for now. Our next bulletin is 7 News at 6. I'm Sally Bowrey. Thanks for your company. Goodbye.